Carmen Reynolds. My husband Gil and I own Fusion headquarters. We've been in business since 1987. Today we're going to be doing some relief image kiln forming using fiber paper. Our first project is going to be some uncomplicated Christmas ornaments. Today we're going to make 3 relief image projects, and I've assembled all the tools and materials that you'll need so you can get everything ready for when you start your project. You'll need some fiber paper, 1/32 and 1/8 inch. You're going to need a kiln, of course, and a kiln shelf and some kiln wash. And you're going to need some glass. Today I'm using System 96, Deer Burrows, and Spectrum. You can use whatever you have in your studio, but I suggest that you use at least 1 sheet of eared glass and some light cathedrals. They seem to do very well for this project. We're also going to be using glass hopper dichroic confetti. You're going to need, of course, your cutting tools. You're going to need some die cut tools that you can get from any craft stores in your area. I like to use the different gradated sizes. I find that the images do well. Also, I like to use more simple shapes because the more complicated shapes, the glass doesn't pick it up so well. We're also going to be using brass wire to make our hooks for the first project. You can use copper if you want, but I like to use brass because I think it has a better color. I'm also going to be using my glasses, otherwise I can't see anything. And then you're going to need your designs. A lot of people ask me where I get my designs for the glass projects that I make. I'm not a very good draftsman, so I have to kind of glean my ideas from different areas. So I visit the internet and either go to wallpaper sites, they have a lot of great images, or I use catalogs that have a lot of different Christmas designs for cards and stuff. So take a look out there and see what you think that you can come up with that you can incorporate into your projects. Okay, to start our project, we're going to start with the snowflake project. That's what I called it. So we take our 1/32 fiber paper and we'll go ahead and cut small squares. Oh look, I have some done already. And then you just take your stamps, just your die cut out stamps that you get at any craft store, and go ahead and cut out a bunch, and they'll just fall on the paper. They just slide right in and you just punch them. It's that easy. So you're going to want to have different depths. Some are thin, some are thicker. So to get the thicker ones, go ahead and fold your fiber paper in half and just slide it in and again punch it out. And lo and behold, you have a lot of different shapes. And to do the smaller ones, you do the same thing. And the more shapes you have, the better. Oh my gosh, look, I have a whole bunch made right here. The second thing you do after you get the pieces cut is I like to go ahead and trace the actual shape on the kiln shelf. And I do this because then I can place my fiber and it's easier to get everything all lined up than try to do it without it. So go ahead and trace your piece right on the prepared kiln shelf. And I've already got one here. And then go ahead and lay up your fiber right on the kiln shelf. It doesn't matter what side you use because each side looks a little different. And I like to place them just off center. I even like some of the edges to hang over the side because I think it gives it a more organic feel. So go ahead and place your large ones first. Now you can do all kinds of fun things with these and you can decide for yourself whatever you think looks good. I like to take the small ones and put those around. I even like to take some of the small ones and put right in the center of the big ones to make it look more like a unique snowflake. And just go ahead and have fun with putting the designs where you think they'll look good. And where they look balanced, that's really important. Okay, now the next thing I do is take my glass. Now mine's already cut out and it's already washed very well so that there's no fingerprints or anything. And you want to put the clear side ear down on top of the fiber and the shelf. Now we're going to go right into making a hook for your ornament so you can place it on the tree. As I mentioned before, I like to use brass wire, and you just take your needle nose pliers, these is a small pair, and you cut off about 1.5 inches worth of wire. So then hold on to your wire, take your piece of glass, your top layer of glass, come over to the kiln shelf, and if I were just to place this on there, it's going to fall all over. So what I like to do is hold it with one hand while I put the other piece on top of it. Go ahead and kind of center it, slide it down in there, and voila, you're ready to fire. Okay, I've already finished the Christmas tree, and it was laid out just like the blue snowflake piece was. I just took the pieces of glass, put the fiber on the shelf, laid the glass right on top, made an S-hook. Very simple to do with the die cuts. But now, my friends, we're going to explore a little bit, and we're going to have to do a little free-form cutting, where we're going to make the ribbon project. That's what I call it. Just take your 1/32 fiber paper and an X-Acto knife, and just free-form cut some strips of little curvy ribbon-like pieces. It's just that easy. You don't have to worry about it. Don't stress about it. Just come back and try not to follow the exact lines, because that's not how ribbon goes. You get some thinner and some thicker, just so that you have a variety to play with. Cut one more. And there you go. And look, I already have a bunch cut. Now to assemble the ribbon project, I've already traced my shape on the shelf, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out the fibers. And you can see it's just a real random design right here. So I like to take it from the widest part and just start laying them out. Pick up your pieces, kind of overlap them a little bit. And again, I like to have them hang off the sides. Now I get that on there and I'm going, I don't like that very much. So then I'll move it up, rearrange things until you get the design you want. My little even heat Studio Pro kiln. So I just take the shelf over to the kiln, place it just right in there. Make sure that nothing slipped while I've been coming over here. Everything's centered. Oh, here's a little hook that came out, so I got to put that back on. Everything's fine. Nothing's touching. Everything's lined up. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and close the kiln. I'm going to turn it to 2 for 45 minutes. And then I'm going to turn it to medium high to full fuse, which is about 1450. After it reaches 1450, I'm going to turn the kiln off and unplug it, vent the top for about a minute, close the top, and just let it sit until it reaches room temperature. The most important thing to remember about these small kilns is a lot of people forget that they're on. So set your timer. Don't forget that you're firing a kiln.